What's up? It's your boy Carcino again. Back to the car again. Once again. Let me see. What were we doing? The top 5 most influential individual NCs. Not as a group, individually. Okay? These are the most influential. Alright? In the top 5 only. Number 5, we have LL Cool J. Okay, and LL Cool J, of all times, his style, his energy, what he used in hip-hop and longevity by itself stands apart from almost every other rapper in the game. And he's become a positive role model to cross over from rap, hardcore, R&B, to be accepted on all stages and all levels of hip-hop, including hosting the Grammys, something that we've never dreamed of ever doing because we always used to boycott the Grammys for not showing us the type of respect that we deserve. Please forgive me, my throat. They got the AC on full blast. And at number 4, we have Weezy, baby. People gonna be mad about that. Lil Wayne at number 4. Lil Wayne is at number 4 because whether you know it or not, he has been in this game since, I believe, 11 years old. And he has been one of the most influential characters, or whatever you want to call it, in hip-hop. You have, even today, all these people wanting to be Lil Wayne. I've never seen these dreads and tats all over their faces and necks, all until Weezy started doing it with the Carter 1. And ever since then, it's just been Weezy mania. And he has an influence over cities, states, everywhere you go. Lil Wayne's influence is there. I've seen more people. I was like, is that Lil Wayne? No, that ain't Lil Wayne. And look at the rappers that are coming in the game now. They all look like Lil Wayne. I'm like, man, this guy look like Lil Wayne too. So him being at number 4 shouldn't even be a shock. It should be like, yeah, okay, yeah, we get that. Without a doubt. Number 3 on the list is the Ruler, Slick Rick, the Ruler. Slick Rick, the Ruler. As the most influential at number 3 is by far probably at one point he was the most influential rapper of all time. He had all the rappers in there trying to be him. As you see the JayZ and Nas and Tupac, and everybody loved Slick Rick. Tupac in his movie that he did, he basically dressed up his character to be like Slick Rick. He had the patch over the eye, he had the chain, he had the hat back. He was trying to dress and show and pay homage to Slick Rick, because he used to love Slick style with the gold chains, the golds on the fingers. He was the rap Liberace. And the fact that he had his own accent from London and from England, it was just Ricky D, his style. He was fly, and it was his, and it was no other person like him. That's what was the difference with Slick Rick, and he was so mimicked in this game. Oh my God, there's been so many imitation Slick Rick. It goes without bounds to even mention. Okay, we got to bring in another guy, because since Slick Rick, there hasn't been another Slick Rick. There's been other guys that's trying to rap, but nothing like Slick Rick. There's only one Ricky D, still to this day. Only one Ricky D. And without a doubt, he is number 3 on the list. Number 2 is JayZ. Now, people are going to start freaking out, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. JayZ, with longevity, actually the work that he's put out, the consistency of work and the body of work he's put out, it has completely changed and revolutionized most of these guys that was in the game. Like now, these guys that are coming in are mostly Lil Wayne guys, but JayZ for years have been like, since like 98, has been like building himself to the level of the most influential. He had you guys wearing jerseys, and then he had you guys stop wearing jerseys and start wearing button-ups. When he said change clothes, y'all changed clothes. I mean, he had grown men throwing up diamonds in nightclubs. It was he was the most influential guy at that time. You know, guys was dusting. He got the president knocking dirt off his shoulder. You know, I mean, come on, man. That's Jigga. That's JayZ. And by him putting out different type of music, he influenced a whole level of people trying to sound like him. And 2000 was the year of the JayZ sound-alikes. You had Red Cafe, you had everybody trying to sound like JayZ and make a JayZ easy listening type record. And before we even go into like who was number one and all of this stuff, we gonna give honorable mentions. You know, Biggie is an honorable mention. Biggie is definitely brought the Versace swag and the playerness back to the game, and a lot of people tried to be Biggie with the Versace shades and the Coogee sweaters, but Biggie, untimely death, he didn't have a long period of longevity to be that influential for that long of time. But when he was there, he was building himself to be that guy. You know, talking about Armani and all these things. Influential, yes. Cameron. You know, Cameron had grown men wearing pink. Never will forget that. And that wasn't just there. It was in Chicago. It was in Cleveland. Pink t-shirts walking around the city. It was like the Wiz when he's like, the color will now be green. He had y'all rocking purple, the Bird Gang and all that stuff. They made a movement and had all of you guys following it. Now, number one on the list, without a doubt, is Tupac Shakur. Pac, without a doubt, his energy level, everything that he put into his music, his attitude from Latinos to blacks to young whites, he had them all. To this day, he has been dead almost 20 years. There are people still mimicking Tupac and trying to be Tupac and trying to even say what Tupac was. Tupac was this, and they still arguing if he's alive or dead. It's still people doing interviews. Man, Pac alive, man. He in Cuba. So, what is this telling you? I mean, you got to understand something. Tupac Shakur not only had a large body of work, he was one to be in the public persona, the image, everything. He personified a lot of things that most people didn't do. He still hung out in places where he, like most rappers, wouldn't hang anymore because of their stature. But he had the name out there. He never had the money because the way he spent money was crazy. You know, it was just like how a person who didn't have any business sense whatsoever, they get the money, they buy stuff, they spin it up, it's gone, whatever. I'm straight. You know, I just keep making more. So he never really had a business plan in mind. But for him to be the most influential is because he was the most approachable, basically. You see Pac out on the streets. You see Pac everywhere. He was that guy. You can talk to Pac, no problems. You know, he'll be the one like, man, Pac is up in the crib. Like, Tupac is actually here. Because he wasn't at the status level people thought he was at. And Latinos on the West Coast loved him. And he had flow, so he knew how to rap. East Coast rap, because he was from the East Coast. So all the styles, he had them double balanced. But he's, without a doubt, number one. I don't see anyone ever passing his influence or matching it. Because when he left on top. So when he exited the game, there was no point where he dropped off and then just deceased. You know, his untimely death happened when he was at the top of the rap game. And he had so much body of work that it's hard to just even disqualify it. You can't. So his influence to last over 20 years and counting and still going on, that he still has that influence over people. It's amazing. It's people still today making autobiographies of Tupac, and I talked to Tupac in an elevator and this is what he said. So without a doubt, that man is number one. That is the top 5 list, and I'm out. Follow the playlist, top 5, hip hop top 5, and it should be, if you click this little button or whatever they got on here now, the playlist will show up. But I'm out.